got some new books, so I'm going to talk about them today. Hey guys, it's Jade from Boho Bookworm and welcome back to my channel. Recently the publishers have been sending me a lot of books of varied genres. Hatchet Australia have just launched their online portal for crime and thriller novels called Maximum Sentence. They approached me on Instagram and asked if they could send me some wonderful crime and thriller stuff, and obviously I was very excited. My favourite genres, yes. The package I received from them was absolutely awesome. It came in this big bag that says evidence on it, and on the other side it's so cool, and the packaging is amazing. They've gone to a lot of effort with this, which I really appreciate and love. In that package there were 2 books and then this little box, so I was very excited. The first book that I unpacked from them is A Noise Downstairs by Linwood Barclay, and this is an uncorrected proof copy. And it is only actually getting published in July this year, so it's very exciting that I get to read it before all of you guys. This book is about a guy called Paul Davis who forgets things and he gets panic attacks, but he wasn't always like this. 8 months ago he found 2 dead bodies in the back of a co-worker's car, and after that he got attacked and left for dead, and he's been recovering from that horrific experience ever since. During the day therapy seems to help him, but at night his paranoia comes out. He's starting to hear things that he can't really explain, it can't possibly be real, and he's starting to think, like, is he going mad or is someone wanting him to go mad? So it sounds very suspenseful. I love a good psychological thriller, so I'm very much looking forward to this one. The next book is The Suspect by Michael Robotham. It's an older book, I believe, about a guy called Joseph who appears to have the perfect life. He's a clinical psychologist, he's got a beautiful wife, a beautiful daughter, but then suddenly everything starts to unravel in his life as this case from a murdered girl comes about, and he's got this really troubled patient, and he realises he can't take things for granted because everything he thought was just so perfect in his life is suddenly up in the air. And this book takes you from London to Liverpool. I love England in books. I think if it's one thing I love more than New York in books is revisiting where I come from. I'm from England originally, so I love reading books set in London and Manchester especially, because that is actually where I'm from, but any book set in England, so I'm very much looking forward to this one too. Their box that they sent me, I was like, oh, is it like a piece of bookish jewellery? And I was very much excited about it. And it's still pretty cool. Like, I needed something for my keychain anyway. It's a keychain with Maximum Sentence on it, and it's a torch, which is pretty awesome. Maximum Sentence, I'm very happy about this, and you know, anything involving crime and thriller books, count me in. I'm very excited about this. The next book was sent to me by Penguin Australia, and this is Don't Believe It by Charlie Donnelly, the author of The Girl Who Was Taken. Now, I believe that this book is coming out in May this year. This book sounds really exciting. This is about a true crime documentary called The Girls of Sugar Beach. This girl is part of the show, and people are starting to ask the question, did she really murder her boyfriend, or is she a victim of shocking miscarriage of justice? This girl spent the last 10 years in prison for a crime that she didn't commit, and she's now reaching out to these people hoping that they'll be able to finally, like, prove her innocence. But the filmmaker of this documentary is airing the show, and it becomes this absolutely amazing mega hit, but then the filmmaker starts to wonder, like, is finding out what really happened and who the real person is that committed this murder, like who that person is it really safe for her to do this? Is it worth her life? Because things start to be really heating up and going wrong.
It sounds fantastic, and it's another one that I'm very much looking forward to.
The next book that I received is from Walker Books Australia, and that is Small Spaces by Sarah Epstein. This, I think, is more of like a YA thriller, but it still sounds fantastic. I love the cover. And it is about a girl who's been traumatized ever since she saw her imaginary friend, this really gruesome dude, like lure this kid out of a carnival. This kid then becomes mute and has never once spoken about what happened to her when she disappeared all that time ago. So now it's years later, and all these memories from this case start to resurface, and this girl who had the imaginary friend starts to see her imaginary friend again, and she starts to wonder, was the imaginary friend actually real all along, or is this girl a danger to herself and to everyone around her? So it sounds pretty twisted, and you know, I haven't actually read many thrillers about imaginary friends. I think that could be a really cool twist. Like, Drop Dead Fred was one of my favourite movies as a kid, so. The next book is one I actually bought myself, and that is Emma in the Night by Wendy Walker. Very much enjoying this book. Sorry my copy looks a bit bad, I did drop it in the bath. So this book is told from 2 points of view. It's told from one of the sisters who has just returned after disappearing for 3 years, and it's also told from a forensic psychologist's point of view, and I love alternating points of views in books, and I'm absolutely loving it. It turns out that this book has a lot to do with narcissism, which I'm very much enjoying because, as many of you know, I dealt with a narcissist when I was living in Spain, and this book really dives in deep into that narcissistic personality disorder, and it's just so phenomenally fantastic so far, and it's a bit random and weird, but I'm going with it and I'm loving it. So yeah, it's been a while since I've had time to really page through a book and enjoy it and relax. Like, I've been really invested in audiobooks at the moment because I now have a normal job and I'm really enjoying it. So audiobooks have been really helping me keep up with my Goodreads target of 60 books this year. I'm on 22 now, so I'm ahead of schedule, but yes, it's just very enjoyable to be leafing through a book and just enjoying it slowly. The next 2 books that I received are from Pan Macmillan Australia, and you know what, I'm quite happy that I received them because I do want to get out of my comfort zone, branch out and explore other genres. And you know, I think I've mentioned this before, my partner has said that maybe it'll be a good thing for me to explore something other than thriller and maybe something a little bit more happy. So I'm grateful for them. I just don't know if it's really me. So I got The Greek Escape by Karen Swan. I do like the little clip on the front. It says, "Before every new beginning there must be an ending," and I really find that quite a powerful message. It's very true. So it looks like your, you know, average chick lit, but you never know what it's gonna be like. This is about a girl called Chloe who runs from heartbreak in London and goes off for a new life in New York. As I mentioned earlier, I do love books set in New York. I have run away from Spain in heartbreak to get back to South Africa, so I feel like I'm going to identify with this book quite a fair bit. I don't want to give away too many spoilers, but to be honest, I'm actually quite excited for this. And I think that there's the chick lit readathon coming up, which I'll leave details to down below, and it's running throughout the entire month of May, so this book might be a really good time to read this book. Let's have a look and see. They also sent me The Art of Friendship by Lisa Island, and I must say I just adore this cover. It is absolutely stunning. Now, I didn't know this, but this is a book set in Australia, so that's very exciting. I've recently moved to Australia. I have been thoroughly enjoying Australian books lately. This is my little, where is it? Oh, here we go. I don't know if you can see all of them. This is my Aussie shelf collection, The Dry and Force of Nature by Jane Harper. Haven't read Force of Nature yet, but The Dry, well, it's really good. It reminded me a fair bit of Jo Nesbø's books. It's, you know, it's just like the Australian version of crime, so, you know, reminded me a bit of Scandinavian crime. Then we've got Mine by Susie Fox, which is a book I just finished and thoroughly loved. Like, it blew my mind. I wasn't expecting much. I don't know why, because my god, was I wrong. It was fantastic. Loved it. Then Lexi Landsman's The Perfect Couple. I haven't read that one yet, but I was actually reading her biography, I think yesterday, and I realised that she is very similar to me. She was born in South Africa. I was born in England, but I grew up in South Africa. And she moved to Australia, so that's very interesting, and I'm excited to read that now. And then The Family Next Door by Sally Hepworth. So yeah, they are all my little Australian books, and I'm very much looking forward to reading some of them. So yeah, this one should actually be up on that shelf too, but these ones are obviously more thriller and crime, where this one is a bit more chickadee, or so it looks. As far as I know, this book is about Libby and Kit, who've been best friends for years and years, and it's been about 20 years since Libby moved to Sydney, but now she's decided to return home to Melbourne. Obviously her best friend is overjoyed that she's returning, but then they're like starting to realise that they are very different now, and could this affect their friendship? That's the kind of feel I get from this book. So yeah, very much excited to dive into this one too, another chick lit for the month of May. The last book I'm going to speak about today is The Cuckoo's Calling by Robert Galbraith, aka J.K. Rowling. This one was given to me by one of my colleagues at work called Emma, and she absolutely loves this book. I'm very much looking forward to diving into something. You know, J.K. Rowling, I loved her growing up. Her Harry Potter series blew my mind. I'm planning on rereading it this Christmas. But I am really looking forward to see what she has to offer, writing under her pseudo and giving me something more crime, you know. I've heard some fantastic reviews about this, saying that this is why they fell in love with crime. I think Val McDermid said that, so that's fantastic. Yeah, I mean, it's right there, I didn't even click. But anyway, so this is apparently about a supermodel suicide investigation. The detective thinks that it was a murder and not a suicide. This is a series, and you know, the Harry Potter series was amazing, like I said, so looking forward to diving into Robert Galbraith, J.K. Rowling series once again. Very much looking forward to it. You know, like, I think because I love crime, I love thriller, as I've said like about 10 times in this video, and this is an author I grew up loving. She's the reason I fell in love with reading, or one of them. You know, the other one was Jacqueline Wilson, was when I was even younger. So to know that she's got an actual series out that's crime and thriller related, bang, 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 bang. I'm excited. Can you tell? I just want to thank all the publishers very much for sending me all these books. I'm very excited to get to all of them very soon, and I hope that you are all well, and if you've read any of them, let me know in the comments down below, or if I have enticed you to pick any up, then let me know that too, because I love talking to you guys and making conversation. Oh, my knees are getting really sore now. I'm gonna go. Cheers.